evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on YouTube. This man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Fellas, I got this one on the fly. I don't do that too often. I try to set them like maybe a few days or weeks ahead, but this one I got on the fly. This is a lovely lady I had the pleasure of meeting while I was at Tampa. She is the umpteenth lady I got done an interview before. You know, we got to do an interview. We meet before we get the interview. I mean, Tampa again. This month's about to end, and Tampa has been giving me a lot of good stuff. I appreciate.
That's awesome.
I appreciate the opportunity. And shout out to my dear friend. I got to shout her out as always. My dear friend Eunice Martinez Kitchens of Bad Rap. Big and defined, ripped and plump. So we have here the lovely Mrs. Kimberly Golembiewski. If I got her name right, I want to ask her.
Golembiewski.
All right.
Kimmy G is good.
Kimmy G. You know, I'm from the South. Sometimes you spell words a little differently how we see them. So
Kimmy G is just good.
Kimmy G, as you know, she is a physique competitor. She last competed at Tampa and Atlanta Pro. She competed both in the, I think it was 45 and also the 40 class in both those shows.
40 and 50.
40 and 50. You know,
yeah.
You look at it and go, what?
Tampa was 50, 40s, and then Atlanta was just 40.
Yeah, because that's the only division. So Kim I've been trying to get her on this for a long time. You know, guys, you know how it is. You go after a girl and you finally get in a place. I finally got her. Well, Kim, she's here. She took some time off because, you know, she's going through some right stuff right now. And we want to have a little fun with her. And also, we're going to spirits also. So welcome, Kim, and thank you for your time. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So this is a question to ask you ladies. What got you started in sport? Let's call it muscle and masculinity. Please share.
I've always been an athlete my whole life since I was 6 years old. I was a gymnast, went into triathlons in my 30s. And then at 40, I did a full Ironman triathlon. And I was getting ready to turn 45. And I was like, what can I do competitively to go against a triathlon, an Ironman? Because an Ironman's 140 miles long. It's the hardest thing to do in the world. So I was like, what can I do to compete with that? And there's not really anything. So I was like, let me just try my hand in bodybuilding. So I stepped on stage in 2019 at 45 as a bikini competitor. I did 4 shows total as bikini. And my 4th show, Bill Nealon, pulled me off to the side when I was getting my critiques. And he was like, Kim, you're not a bikini girl. He's like, if you want to go anywhere in bodybuilding, he's like, you got to get off the bikini stage. He's like, you have way too much muscle definition and way too much muscle maturity to be in bikini. So 3 months later, I stepped on stage as a bikini or figure. I guess, yeah, it was maybe 6 months later. I stepped on stage as figure and I won the entire show. And then 3 months later, I stepped on stage at nationals and I won my pro card. So I went really fast into this whole bodybuilding world, like so fast. Like it happened, like everything happened so fast that I didn't even understand what it meant to be a pro bodybuilder. Because I was like, what do you mean I got my pro card? Okay, great. What does that mean now? Like I had no idea because I literally won it in 2 shows essentially, because I don't even count those 4 shows as a bikini competitor, like anything, because I still had absolutely no idea what I was doing. But yeah, I just needed something competitive to do.
Yeah,
and that's how I got into it.
Well, I've talked to quite a few ladies who, like yourself, have athletic background. Some ladies coming from track and field, ladies some doing powerlifting, strongman, CrossFit, and they found bodybuilding that sport because when they feel like I want something more of a challenge, and especially, or sometimes with that other sport, it might be injuries that kind of slow them down. So they decide to make that switch because it's not as, you know, like if you do powerlifting or any CrossFit, it's not as much trauma to your body compared to bodybuilding, even though it's the training. So you was bikini, you made the switch to figure, and like I said, you was competing as a pro in figure, but when you made the switch to physique, when was that?
Last year. Last year was my first year as physique.
I think was.
I think the year before that, I did a crossover for one show. I crossed
Daytona.
I crossed over in Daytona.
Yeah, Daytona.
Yeah, I did a physique crossover in Daytona because I wanted to see what the judges thought of me as a women's physique opposed to figure. And the feedback was very positive. They liked me in women's physique, so I was like, all right, well then let me try my hand in women's physique, and it's been good so far. I'm small, but I'm small.
Yeah, I had last weekend. I had Trish Wood on here, and Trish, she's a physique competitor, and she's pretty much probably pretty small for a physique competitor. Also, a lady who's a lot smaller than both of y'all. I had her also a couple of weeks ago.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex Blankenship.
I love her. She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
I
she's so.
loved I loved competing with her. I loved competing beside her. I was
I
like,
like
oh, this is what it feels like to be taller than somebody.
I like this picture. I took a picture of her for this is her. She's so cute. She looks like she's like a little like I don't know. I feel like that Obama snowman. Can I have
Yeah,
the pretty
she's so
rabbit?
adorable.
Kid,
She's
a
so
little red
adorable.
rabbit. I broke the rabbit.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's so adorable, and she's such sweet too. Like I really got to know her in Atlanta because we were standing side by side in Atlanta, and yeah, she was just we just had a really I really like her. She's just a really nice person, and I'm taller than her.
Hey, that's the thing is, you feel like I mean, when I
It
was
felt weird to be taller than somebody.
I think when I was in Tampa, I realized I was taller than Derek Lumford. That's
Really?
yeah, I'm 5'7". I think he's like 5'6", maybe he's 5'5". But
I didn't realize he was that short.
yeah, he was there at the booth at Bad Rap's booth.
He
Yeah,
is actually short. I
yeah.
stood beside him. CJ used to make suits for him all the time.
And the late CJ, Miss CJ Jones, remember her? She was a friend of yours. You worked
Yeah,
with her,
James. She was
James.
my boss.
Oh, she's your boss. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
worked for her.
yeah. Rest in peace to her. She was
Yes,
also a bodybuilder herself, and and
she
I think it
was.
hurt. Yeah, I think a lot of people when her passing was so sudden, and I think a lot of people just it kind of hurt, because we just
It was.
this year alone had some bodybuilders to pass, but then with her, I was just seeing like it was like almost unexpected.
Yeah, it was a very sudden death. She'd been having some medical problems, but I didn't expect death from it. You never
Yeah,
expect death from it. But yeah, she she is gone. Rest in peace. But she was there with me in Tampa. I felt her. I felt her presence with me the whole time in Tampa. And like I cried really hard on Thursday before I stepped on stage for Masters. And Bill, one of the expediters, always has a chair in the back stage with her picture on it and her candle. And I went over to her and I was doing my pump ups on her chair. Like I was doing push ups on her chair and stuff like that. And I was like, CJ, I know you're here with me. And I literally had a dream 2 days before I competed in Tampa. And I had a dream that I won. And when I came off stage, she was there. And it was kind of like interesting because when I stepped off stage in Tampa, her chair was there. So her picture was there. So, like in my dream, she was physically there, but in Tampa, her chair was there. So it was just kind of cool how my dream said I was going to win. I did win. And then right there was CJ. Even though it wasn't in flesh, she was still there on her chair, which was kind of cool. I could feel her.
yeah, I know that. I know how to lose somebody that you were close to, and like it wasn't that long ago. My mother, she passed away about 5 years ago, and it's tough
Sorry.
for them not to be around here and be around you and seeing them. But life goes on. And I remember this is someone told me a few years ago. My brother, when he died, and somebody told me like, God don't put no more on you than you can bear. Sometimes,
Exactly.
yeah, sometimes you might bend a bit, but you can never break.
You're never going to break.
Yeah,
He doesn't ever give you anything that's going to break you. It's going to just make you stronger.
yeah. That's the thing is about this sport. Bodybuilding is a tough sport, especially for when it comes to you women. I
I don't
mean,
know. Ironman triathlon was pretty damn hard.
yeah,
When it comes to bodybuilding, this is like
Cakewalk.
Cakewalk. And
Yeah.
I don't mean that in any way to be offensive to anybody, but the training that goes into triathlon, an Ironman triathlon, is so extensive, and it's for 14. I mean, it took me 14 hours to complete the race. So that's a long fucking day of constant moving. You don't have an intermission where you go in the morning, you prejudge, and then in the evening you go back to finals. Like, you're going until you're finished with that 140 miles. So I think that the Ironman triathlon taught me so much of how to be so strong that when I'm in prep for stepping on stage, it's actually easier because I'm so mentally strong from doing triathlon, like the Ironman. Because the Ironman just took me to a whole different level of mental strength.
Yeah, it's a
It's
tough sport.
crazy.
Well,
Oh,
it's really tough because you got to do that swimming, then that running, and then ride the bike. I I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Oh, yo, we got here my man. Shout out to my man, the art of female muscle. My man Jeremy. Shout out to you. He says, so sorry for your loss. My condolences to
oh, thank
you
you.
and your loved ones in your time of grief. Yes, that's to the late.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, he's also this content also on bodybuilding. He says, what that? Okay, sorry. What was
What
it?
got me interested in triathlon?
Yeah.
So I had just recently, so I started doing triathlons when I was 34. I got divorced when I was 32, and I moved to Philadelphia. And there was a guy I was dating who did triathlons, and I was like, well, I can do the swim and the bike easily. I was like, I just don't know if I can run because I'm not a natural runner. So I was a 2-pack a day smoker. I was drinking alcohol like a fish. I was probably in the worst mental state, one of the worst mental states of my life. And I was just drowning in my sorrows with alcohol and cigarettes. And I was like, this isn't who I am. Let me uh, let me start doing triathlons. So that's what actually got me into triathlons. I just challenged myself to do better and be the person that I actually am, and quit with the drinking, quit with the smoking, and started doing triathlons. I started out really small and built myself up over 5 years to the Ironman. I did 3 half Ironmans before I did a full Ironman. And I always said, I'm never doing a full Ironman. That's stupid. And then I turned 40 and I was like, I'm going to be a fool and do a full. I'm going to be a fool, an FOOL, and I'm going to do a full FULL Ironman at 40. So that's what I did.
I see. At 40, what was I doing? Well, it was like maybe I quit my job. I was taking my mom. Had my first heart attack at 39. Yeah, that's yeah. I got to give you that. I couldn't do it. I mean, it's a lot. The training, the diet. Also, you have to you have to be in a lot of shape. You have to diet too because you had to be a certain
Yeah.
under a certain weight. There's a lot to that. To it.
So I was working as a EMT in a hospital at the time in Philly. So I was working 12-hour shifts. So I would work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and get off work at 7 in the morning. And then I would either, whatever my workout day was for that day, like swim, bike, or run. So I would either go swim 4 miles, or I would go ride bike for usually 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours, or I would go running for 13 to 20 miles. So I worked a 12-hour shift overnight, and then I would have to go train for another 3 or 4, sometimes 6 hours, go home, sleep for a few hours, get up and do it all over again and work another 12-hour shift. So it was pretty intense. Like the training for an Ironman is really, it's very intense. Now, luckily, I was already half trained because I had already done half the Ironman distance. So it was easy just to add a little bit more mileage onto my training regimen. So it wasn't that bad. And then, like, my 100-milers I would do on the weekends. Obviously, the weekend that I didn't work, I would sleep really good and then go do my 100-mile bike rides. And then, go to the next thing.
Yeah. And you were a paramedic. How long you did that?
I was an EMT. I was an EMT in the emergency department. I worked there for 12 years. I worked in an emergency department for 12 years. I never
Wow.
did an ambulance. I just worked in a hospital,
Oh, okay. That's pretty
a
cool. I
level
mean,
one trauma hospital. Yeah, I've seen a lot of traumas. It was pretty cool. I mean, I lived, it was Center City, Philadelphia. So oof, did I see some traumas?
ooh, Philly. Yeah. I'm one of my aunts.
Gunshots, overdoses. I delivered a baby. I delivered two babies, actually. Yeah, I've done a lot of exciting stuff as an EMT.
One of my aunts lives in Philly. My aunt Liz. It's been a long time. I've never been to Philly, but maybe one day, I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
think
go
it's
up
as
there.
good as what it used to be. Once upon a time, it was really cool, but I think after COVID sort of went to shit.
I
A
think,
lot of the businesses are shutting down.
yeah, I think a lot. I was watching the thing. Somebody was talking about. I saw this on Jeremy's IG. Talking about how Pizza Hut doesn't have the little buffet anymore. Yeah, I remember during the pandemic, you couldn't go in there and sit down and eat. So now
Yeah.
there's a Pizza Hut next over to where I live, the next town over, where this do drive through now. We have here shout to my man KL coming through. KL the Wanderer. He says hello. Also
Hello.
shout to my man Josh Simpkins. He says happy Friday, George and Kim. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank
Also,
you.
from my man, shout out to my man Jeremy from the RL Female Muscle Podcast. Who are some of the women that you consider your role models in WPD?
Well, first and foremost, I am my own role model, right? Because I am in women's physique. So I am my own role model because I want to practice whatever I preach. So I want to be a positive light to anybody and everybody that comes into me. So I want to practice that as myself. So I'm my own role model. Um, I don't know a whole lot of women's physique because, like, I literally just started in this division last year. So, um,
Well, just some.
Marika is like one of my besties. I love her, and
Oh
she's such a
yeah,
strong woman, and she's amazing. I really love when I compete with her. I love hanging out with her. We chat pretty often. Marika's badass. She's a badass bitch.
I got it because was it that no more than a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
She
when
did
she did
both
the two shows back to back.
Tupelo and Tax. I call her now. See, because Marika been on my channel before we did a couple interviews. I call her now. She's the Iron Woman. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I
Yeah,
mean,
I love Marika. She's badass. She's very much an inspiration to me. And then Mimi is another. She's another person who I really admire because she sort of took me under her wing when I first decided to go into women's physique and just sort of like made me feel like I could do it. So I love Mimi. She's pretty awesome. And
that's
then
Mimi. For people who don't know, it's Mimi Sabange or Mimi Esso. If everyone knows her, she was physique, but she's switched over
she's
to
back to figure now. She
figure
just went
now.
back to figure. Yeah,
She's a
and she's doing
two-time.
really good. It's amazing.
Yeah, she's two-time Olympian physique,
Olympia.
and hoping maybe she probably get a qualification for figure sometime. Maybe not this
Yeah,
year,
I
but
think she's not competing anymore this year. There was some personal stuff that she needed to take care of, but I think she'll be back full swing next year. I think she had some family issues that she needed to pay attention to. So I don't
yeah,
know if she's competing anymore this season or not. I don't think she is, but
no, it's pretty much
I
about a
think
wrap
she's done.
because
Yeah, the season's almost over anyway.
yeah,
And
because
then who else? Okay, so I just got to really meet Megan, who I think she's just such a beautiful person inside and outside. I mean, obviously I didn't get to really have like a conversation with her, but her energy and her aura and her just she just seems like such a genuinely awesome, and her physique is beautiful.
and that is Megan Sandler Barber who
Yep.
just got a qualification at the Atlanta Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Just about can you believe about a couple of weeks ago. She
Just 2 weeks.
was yeah she was I think she originally was doing either figure wellness. Then
I
she
think
made
she
a
was figure, and then she was off for 5 years.
and then she made a debut at Tampa where she took second to Zama.
Yes, yes.
I mean, she beat out at least two Olympic qualified competitors. That's
Mhm.
both Paula and Susan Graham.
Yeah,
And that was I even got to talk to her a little bit because she said she was going to do Texas, but then something happened. She dropped out of
I think
Texas.
I think I don't know why she didn't do Texas, but she came into Atlanta. And I think it was probably better for her because it gave her that one more week of advantage to get harder and like just come in better. So I think her coming to Atlanta was, oh, obviously it was where she was supposed to be.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
she won.
Yeah.
She's really cool though. She just has like a beautiful energy about her. I don't even know. She just has great energy.
Well, there's like I said, the physique division. I'm starting to grow on to. I wasn't a big fan of it when it first came out. I called it watered down women's bodybuilding, and there's amazing women in it. But I'm more a fan of women's bodybuilding. Most definitely, this lady here. I'm a fan of Andrea Shaw.
Well,
She's my
who isn't a fan of hers? I
she's
love her. She
she's my
worked with,
girlfriend.
oh, she's my girlfriend, and
Hey
I'm not
hey
even
hey hey
gonna
hey
go that way.
hey 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 hey. hey. A while back, Eunice. She was at
I love
Olympia.
Eunice too.
Yeah,
Eunice is another one that I got to really
yeah.
vibe with in Tampa.
Eunice was at Tampa. She was in Orlando when they had the Olympic the last time back in 2023. This is the issue she got me. She sent it to me right a week just after my birthday. It just turned 50, it was my 49th birthday that year. And she sent it to me by mail. And what makes this so special about this, and I love Eunice, she's my sister. I consider family. Andrea took sign it. She signed it.
Aw,
And this is why
that's awesome.
this is why I love her. Just if I ever meet her, I'm gonna act like I'm gonna act like her.
You've never met her?
I like I said,
Oh.
other than going to Tampa, I've only been that's my second Bible show. I don't go out, travel too much too often.
She is as she is as real and genuine as a person can come. Like she truly is like the ambassador of women's bodybuilding. Like she is just as beautiful inside and outside, and like she just makes you feel like you're like the most important person in the world when she's around you. Like she's just amazing. Like I absolutely love that woman. She's really cool. Love her.
Yeah,
I've posed with her. She's worked with me with posing a few times, and then I went to Brendan Ray, and I was using him for posing.
yeah. And I think Brandon Reed also as Andrew Yo's coach. I've interviewed one of his clients recently. And I know I saw your coach. Who's he, and how long y'all been together?
Oh, my coach is Eric Defendifer. He is from Miami, from Team Freak Physique. I've only been with him. Well, we started working together in December, so I've only been with him for one season. We just started December. We did like a recomping body thing, and then started really digging deep into the prep around March. And I mean, obviously, we make a great team because I won my first pro show with him. So he's stuck with me.
Well, good question. We have here a man, Vinny, K Vinny. Shout out to Vinny coming through. He says, "Hi
Hey, Rob,
Kim." I tell
Ivan.
you, okay. Also, we got here my man Josh Shipskin says, "I bet you can't wait to see Andrea in the up and coming
Oh, for
Olympia
sure.
battle, George." Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's also
Well,
because
who isn't excited about that? Come on.
you got Andrea, you got Angela, you got
Yeah.
I got Ashley. I got to meet her too, and Sharonica in around to Tampa, and
Yeah,
uh,
we have a lot of amazing women bodybuilders coming in this year.
yeah, it was
It's going to be
great.
good. I
Yeah,
think we're going to have a good Olympia.
I hope so. We have a man. Shout out to my man KL says, "What was training for your first show like when you started out?"
Well, I was working with this guy who didn't really know shit about bodybuilding or anything like that. He was like a coach at UFit, and like didn't really know anything from Boo. So I sort of like I learned from watching NPC News Online the poses and pretended like he knew what he was doing with me. And I looked like a fool on my very first time on stage, but I feel like we looked like a fool our very first time on stage. Um, and then I quickly realized how ignorant he was to the sport, and I tried to keep him to give him the benefit of the doubt, but like my next show that I was prepping for, um, he just seemed to be slipping and like did not know how to progress me. So I was like, you're fired. The week, I think I fired him on peak week because I was asking him. I think I was asking him for like my peak week diet or something, and he was like, "Hold on, hold on, hold on, I'll get it to you." And he just didn't seem like he knew what the fuck he was doing. So I was like, "You're fired. I'll figure it out on my own. I'll peak myself. I'll figure it out by myself. Thanks. Goodbye."
Yeah.
And that was the end of him.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is some coaches will use as kind of the same cookie cutter plan. We have like particularly different, competitors, especially with men. What
I
works for a
agree.
man, yeah, what works for a man does not work for a woman. A woman is
I
different, built
agree.
different.
I
You
agree.
can't.
And not to knock on any of my coaches that I've had in the past, except for that one because he was terrible. But all of my coaches tried their best. And I've had a lot of coaches. I feel like a coach whore. And it's not intentional. It's just that if you don't get me to the point where I know I can get to, I'm not going to use you again. So I'm not gonna waste my energy on something that I'm not getting what I want. So I've had quite a few number of coaches, probably like five. So I've been competing for 5.5 years, and I've had about five coaches. I have a different coach every season. But this coach that I have now is stuck with me because he listened to me and looked at me as the individual person that I am at 50 years old, like the different things that 50-year-old women go through with menopause, with changes in our bodies, with everything. And I've always said that my legs are my problem. Judges always said my legs have been my problem, the posterior legs. And they've always said that if you can bring your legs in tighter and better condition, you're going to go somewhere. And I've always expressed that to my coaches, and they always seem to keep me in this fucking cookie cutter. So this guy finally took me out of the cookie cutter, and we did a totally different prep, something that he's never done with an athlete in prep before, and it worked. He put me on keto, and I was in keto the entire prep, and I burned the fat that I needed to burn off of my body, and I came in shredded for the first time probably in my whole entire career. My posterior chain was actually the most shredded I've ever had it. Do I want better? Absolutely. But was I happy with this season? I was,
It should be
because
because,
it's the
like I
best
said,
I've looked.
like one thing I saw is your guys. I was at Tampa, so we were like one point we were talking. And I think she has amazing physique. I mean, her potential is, especially as you said again, she's in the 50 range, and her potential is probably phenomenal for somebody age. Right here we got my man. Shout out to my man Alex coming through. He says, "Hi, sorry I'm late." He says, "I met Andrea Shaw. Yeah, brother, I know that you told me that. I've seen your picture with her. You're giving a pie."
Just
Also, shout out to my
rubbing
man.
that shit in. He just wants to rub
Yeah,
that into you. Like,
yeah,
listen, bro, I met her.
him, and David, because David, he had his hand around my girl. I love David. He's my brother. But I'm being calm. I'm being calm. Being calm. Da la 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 la. Okay,
As we
okay,
digress.
okay,
What is
okay.
that?
All right, okay. Calm down. Okay, all right. Okay. This is for a man. Shout out to a man, Jerry. Is there anything about the bodybuilding lifestyle that surprised you and that you weren't expecting when you were starting out?
No. And here's the reason why. Not because I watched bodybuilding growing up or I knew anything about it. I'm not a very surprised person about anything. Like, I pretty much live in a life of reality. So I don't I don't typically get surprised. Like, I'm not ever just like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't surprised about the drugs. I wasn't surprised about the politics. I wasn't surprised about anything, honestly. No, have to say, honestly, no. Like, nothing really was like, whoa, I didn't know that that happened in the bodybuilding world. No, nothing
Yeah.
really surprised me. I always take everything with sort of a grain of salt anyway.
hmm I think everybody has a
And
different experience, especially one thing when it comes about the sport, the expense of it, the cost between training and also going to the shows. As an
well,
amateur, you have to, pay and everything else. There's so
I
much,
guess because I guess, not to interrupt you, but I guess
go ahead.
because I've been an athlete my whole life, every sport that you get involved in is going to have its expenses. Gymnastics was expensive because you paid for your coaching, you had to pay for your leotard, you had to pay for the gym membership, you had to pay for the travel expenses to go to compete, you had to pay for the competitions. So like and triathlons, talk about expensive. It's $1,200 just to sign up for a triathlon, for an Ironman. It cost me $1,200 just to register for an Ironman triathlon. That did not include travel expenses. That did not include food. It didn't include anything. Like that was just for the experience to sign up for an Ironman. And then I lived in Pennsylvania. The triathlon was in Maryland. So I had travel expenses. I had food expenses. I had an Airbnb expense. So it was probably around $4,000 that I spent to do a triathlon, to beat the shit out of my body for 14 hours. It cost me $4,000. So I'm not surprised when there's expenses that come with sports, because it is part of being a sport. Every sport comes with an expense.
Yeah. We have here for my man, shout out to my man, Vinny says, I wish you speedy recovery of your shoulder. Thank you, brother. Also,
Thank
uh,
you.
again, this is from
It
a
is
man.
hurting to me.
Yeah, I can tell you, I can understand when when he has like I have surgery around this area. I have my pacemaker here. Here's my man Josh says, what's your favorite cheat meal, Kim?
I have to say a burger and sweet potato fries. I just love burgers and I love sweet potato fries. But I could not wait to get a piece of lasagna after Atlanta. Why I was craving lasagna so bad, I have no idea. But I could not wait to have some lasagna. Oh, and it
That
tasted
reminds
so
me,
good.
a while back, I had a lady, her name is Gina. She competed also at Tampa. She was doing women's 55. I think she won the 55 class. And she talked about how her mother in law used to cook a great lasagna. She loved
Oh, I
lasagna. I
make a
mean,
kick-ass lasagna.
yeah, what that's one thing I never would be good at. My mother was one time. My mother she made lasagna, but what she did, she forgot to cook the noodles first. My mother, my mother is an old fashioned country cooking woman. She don't know. My nephew, my sister's second oldest son, he can cook lasagna like nobody's business. Shout out to my man.
I was a good cook.
Yeah. So man, Alex says, interesting story, Kim. Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
Also,
Alex.
from man KL says, get Andrea's draws, then maybe I won't get annoyed with your showing the magazine much. Well, brother, you can be annoyed as you want. Hate, I need you. Like your hate is my energy. It's my fuel. Hate you can't hate no more. I'm like Kurt Russell. No, Kirk Douglas in the movie Viking says, I don't want your love. I'd rather have your hate. So, folks, what we're going to do is this. We're going to jump into Kim's social media for a little bit. You want to follow her? I will later on post the links in the description of this live because this was like real quick off the cuff. Had enough time to really put everything together because she was on her IG. Says I'm bored and George, want to do the interview. Say yeah. I was excited because like you don't get these girls, you get us, get it. But folks, if you do want to follow her, I will leave the link in the description of the live. But guys, I'm gonna tell you this. I tell you this verbatim. There's no offense to you, Kim. I tell this because there's guys out there, and I know you love these ladies. You're a fan of these ladies. I know you get excited. I know you get a little pop chip when you see them all pumped up and shredded. But guys, stop it. No deep hits. No that weird shit.
Right. Be respectful.
Yes, you be nice. Send something very cordial, something nice. Maybe a little flower or something, but nothing. No one want to see that. Come on, we want to see your Tom Thumb. So
Yeah, be respectful of women. I mean, I feel like that is definitely something that has gone by the wayside.
Yeah. Well, here she is. We're going through her IG, and here she is with her dear friend, the lovely Mrs. Cindy James. And
CJ.
I remember somebody told me she worked with her before as a coach, and her company's been around for a long time. Very popular company. Do posing suits, promotes shows. I mean, her death was sudden, but I think it kind of hit the world really hard, especially in bodybuilding.
Yes, she definitely did. I mean, it was definitely very sudden when she passed. But my IG is fun.
Yeah,
That Betty.
And here she is. Wow, yo. I think one thing about Kim, she has the most beautiful set of abs. Honestly, I've interviewed Roxanne Edwards. She has a great set of abs. There's some amazing ladies in sport. That's like the centerpiece of a greater physique. You think that's your best feature physically?
um, Probably right now, that is my best feature. I have a really great set of lats too. I have a good back. Unfortunately, with my shoulders being as bad as they are right now, I had to really scale back on my back training, and so my back and my shoulders shrank a little bit since last year. Like this was taken a year ago, so my back is really full and my shoulders were nice and full there because that I wasn't really having a lot of pain in my shoulders at that point. So, I mean, I've always had pain in my right shoulder, but I was always just able to train around it, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't. Yeah, that was crazy, that transformation.
Yeah, you can really see because look, you can have more condition in your glutes. Look
Totally
on the
different
back.
condition.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
this is from last year, and it's a
Yep.
year. It's a big
Yep,
difference.
exactly. Exactly
Yeah.
1 year. Yeah, I can see a difference in my back though. My back looks smaller and my delts definitely look smaller. Now, does that mean that I was leaner and more conditioned, or was it because of my training inability to train? I think it was like definitely my inability to train, but my abs are definitely on point. Those are my I think everybody wants my abs.
Yeah, here's this
A lot
this
of
a little
people.
this little video she did with David. I think it was like y'all were doing
Yeah.
you were doing a photo session with I think it was
I
who
did
was
a
it?
little photo session with HD, yeah.
Yeah, because
And then
that's
then
very
and then right after this photo shoot, I did a photo shoot with, Sean.
yeah. I've
I was
Sean
a very
before.
busy girl that day.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I Sean on here before. I interviewed him a couple of years ago. He's a great guy. He talked about he's really a fan of y'all ladies. He really supportive.
Sean Nelson?
Yeah, yeah. He actually
Yeah,
was
I
a
know.
he,
I love
yeah
I
he
love working with him.
Yeah, he actually reached out to me. This maybe a few weeks before the Tampa asked me who's doing. He asked me who's competing. Well, I told him who I know was competing. I wasn't sure you compete or not, but I know I mentioned some names to him that he probably did some photo sessions because a lot
He
of
had
guys.
reached he had reached out to me, before Tampa and asked me if I was gonna be there because I had been there before, and he asked me about Atlanta too because he knew I competed. He had shot me in Atlanta once before. So, yeah, I made some huge transformations from last year to this year, like, even from December to like, that picture's from December till, I stepped on stage, and that picture is pretty huge transformations from December to July.
Yeah, you can see like your tapers a little bit more into your waist.
Mhm.
You see your
Yeah, I
legs a
lost a
little
lot of
bit
fat.
more
I had
slimmer.
a lot of
Your
fat.
yeah, your shoulders a little more rounder. You really see the details. Your glutes a little bit more tighter. I mean,
Yeah,
because you're switching from another division, like especially
yeah,
coming from figure, where now you got to kick off the high heels. You got to go barefooted.
yeah, which makes a huge difference when it comes to, um, the way your legs look.
Yeah,
Huge difference. Oh, this is my
yeah,
Tampa routine that I completely made up as I went.
yeah. Because I think was you weren't. I know I was talking to some ladies, but they weren't sure. Because I interviewed Katrina Blackburn, Cat, just a few days ago. She said
Oh,
she
I
wasn't
love her
sure.
too. She was
Yeah,
great
she wasn't
too.
sure. She wasn't sure she was gonna make the top 10. But till
Yeah.
Oksana told her, you get ready. You got to be the top 10. And
Yeah,
Oksana is another lady.
I didn't think that I would make the top 10. I didn't think that I would make the top 10 in open. So I was very surprised that I made the top 10 in open and in masters. I was very surprised that I won masters, but like this this routine, this is the second day routine. It's really funny to it's really funny to watch it because like I had the music, but I did not have a choreographed routine. So I'm like literally making this up as as I
Just
go.
spamming it. Well, that's pretty
I
good. I mean, that's
I
pretty
totally
good.
made this up as I went.
Well, like I said,
I
that's pretty
didn't.
good. You just did it off the
And then
cuff.
I did the same thing in Atlanta, but I used a different song. So I pretty much did the exact same thing with a different song.
Well, that's pretty good because you know what? You came in there and here she is with a coach. You know, she took first place in her
Yeah.
class, also
Yep.
took third place because
Yep.
you should be
Masters.
proud of yourself. I mean, here she
And
is.
then
I
to
mean,
get the top 10 the next day, I was pretty stoked about that. And then I got top nine. I got ninth place in Atlanta. So I actually did better in Atlanta in the open. And
yeah,
Tyler said I came in so much tight. There's my bad rap. That's my Eunice socks.
yeah. Shout out to Bad Rapping Eunice. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep. Shout
And
out
here
to her.
and here's your little doggy. I forgot
And
his
there's
name
my
again.
Benny.
Benny. Yeah, that's cute because he's
And
with us. We went.
shout out to the I am activewear. That outfit that I have on is I am activewear. She's like one of my besties. I love her. She has her own clothing line. She's pretty phenomenal. What's that 3,000 mean? Uh-oh, did we get stuck? We got stuck.
Hey, hey. Oh, I don't know what happened. Something must happen on my end. I might be still having
Well,
technical difficulties.
it's storming. It's storming here, so it might be messing with the Wi-Fi too. We are
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
thunderstorm.
Well, yeah, but you look really good at Tampa. It was great.
Thank you.
You worked hard. You got that. I mean, it was a really tough lineup, especially in because you just did I think 45
A
and
50.
50. I forgot 50 because I keep saying I can't believe this woman's 50. I'm
It's
looking at her.
50.
I'm thinking she might be 40, maybe 35.
No,
Because I mean, I was talking to one lady there, and she told me she was 50. I thought, you really 50? And she
I'll be
because
50,
she
I'll be 51 in December. So I'm closer to 51 now than I am 50.
well, I'm gonna beat you by a month. I'm gonna be 51 in November.
November what? November what?
19th.
Oh, I'm December 2nd. So our
Uh,
birthdays are very close.
yeah, very close. Very close.
But
Well,
you're
yeah, here.
Scorpio and I'm a Sagittarius.
Yeah, because that's my personality. I'm a Scorpion. We different kind of breeds.
Oh, I am through and through. I am through and through a Sagittarius.
Yeah. Here,
100%.
here you go from me. Alex says to clarify, I wasn't rubbing it in. I would never do that to you, George.
We
Yeah,
just
yeah,
teasing you,
whatever.
Alex.
We
We
just
just teasing
teasing you,
you.
teasing Alex. We just busting your balls, man. We just busting your balls. You
Yeah,
know.
busting your balls, bro. We just busting
Also,
your damn balls.
this is for a man. Shout out to my man. Jeremy says any
Sarah.
predictions concerning WBD Olympia. So as you know, we just got another
So
month and a half.
it's going to be Sarah and Natalia, and dare I say Sarah?
Yeah, I think yeah. I think to finish at the top three, I could see Zama, maybe Zama, maybe Zama, most definitely Zama. I think because she rebounded after
You think
2023.
so? In the top three,
Yeah, either that or Sharonica. If Sharonica brings her condition a little better because I saw her. She broke
Veronica.
down.
Veronica might come in definitely in the top three, top 10, at least top five. I think Sharonica's looking good.
Yeah, yeah. So that could be.
I have to look at who's all qualified for. Shame on me, but
That's all
we'll
right.
just blame it on the Percocets that I can't think of who's
Let's blame it on the prep brain. Let's blame it on the prep brain. I think as you
blame it on
know,
the anesthesia. Anesthesia took my memory away.
yeah. Well, as you know, Brooke just got a qualification Tupelo.
Yeah, she did
Uh,
too.
and also Texas was who was
Who won in
Texas?
Texas?
I think it was
Oh, it was Brittany.
yeah,
Brittany.
Brittany Flex. Then you have also Paula who did Chicago.
Yeah.
Then and you had old girl from overseas. It was the Russian girl, Yulia. Yeah, and
I don't
that
know. I don't remember her.
she's one of Hyacinth's, let's say Hyacinth's girls. Also, there's a girl Brigitte, but she looks like she could do women's bodybuilding and physique. And then you still
I
have to
feel like
wait.
there's a lot of women physique that need to move up into women's bodybuilding, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
And I think that there's a lot of figure girls that need to come up to women's physique.
yeah,
I
because I
think
talked
it's
about
starting to
this.
get more.
Yeah, because I saw one girl. She just mentioned she's posted because I follow from about her channel. She's a figure peddler. She's decided to switch up to physique, and that's the thing is, I remember I was watching the New York show, and there was a figure peddler. She looked like she should have been women's physique because I did a picture with her and Natalia. I did a comparison if I still have that picture. Let me see if I still have it. No, I probably deleted it, but I did a comparison with her and Natalia, and they're like the same shoulders, the lats.
Yeah.
Only thing, if you look at the legs, they were so much closer because I think some women like to use this idea that I don't want to go up to this division because I feel like I won't be as feminine and I don't want to, like,
You
yeah,
can
yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
be very feminine. I mean, I like to think that I look pretty feminine still as a women's physique. You don't have to look like a dude.
Yeah. Well,
That, that's just,
there's a big controversy right now. There's this one woman who's
oh, I saw.
yeah, but they
Oh, I
told
saw.
her, yeah, they told her. I think it was confirmed like that if she does that, she's banned and she can't. But I think she decided to shave her beard because she still wants to
Is
be.
she pro or was she amateur?
She's pro. She earned a pro
She is
card
pro.
about yeah. She earned a pro card a couple years ago. She did compete. Last compete was 2023, and she even before the whole everything else. I think she was attractive woman, great physique. But the thing is, this is one thing I think ladies feel like doing something, trying to look more like a man. It's enough what you ladies have to get harassed by people on social media
I don't
and making fun
understand
of.
why. I don't understand why, as a woman's physique person, you would want to put yourself into that position in the first place. Women's physique is supposed to be feminine women bodybuilding. It is not meant for growing a beard and looking like a dude when you step on stage. Like, I don't even understand why, as a woman, you would want to do that. Like, own your femininity, own that you're a woman and be proud of it, and step on stage and be a feminine person. Don't grow a beard and try to be a dude. It just doesn't. If you want to do that, then go compete with the men.
That's the problem is,
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's the thing is that she'd be undersized. She couldn't even compete with the guys in men's classic
No, of course
or
she
men's
couldn't.
physique or even
Of
men's
course she couldn't
physique.
because she's a woman.
Yeah, it's just next
So,
here.
so shave your fucking beard and put a wig on and be a woman like you are.
Yeah,
And this is probably going to get a lot of controversy, and I don't even care.
that's all
But
right. Yeah. See, this thing is when we get to 50, we stop being nice. We just
that's right.
we don't like I said, we like my mama sometimes told me, sometimes we choose our words, but other times we just say, what, we felt with this shit. We're not trying to be
Listen,
nice.
I've never been very good at filtering out my words. I just say it how it is, and I upset people and I offend people, and oh well, you either like me or you don't. Like, but I'm never going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell you exactly what my thought process is. I don't care.
I got to think like this. I said like this. I can either do this. I can tell you a pretty little lie or the ugly truth. It's better you know the ugly truth because that pretty lie doesn't help you. We got to hear a comment
No.
from the man. Shout out to my man K. Ellie says, "I like the glutes in the two pictures." Also,
No, thank you.
he says, uh, I'm also the ab kisser." I know he's a fan. My man KL. He's more a fan of women with muscle, not much of the sport, but we get him there. We get him there. We have
It's all
here.
right. You can. I got lots of muscle mommy
Yeah,
worshipers.
yeah. Also, we got him my man Alex. He was also at Tampa. He says I was at the Tampa that day. I forgot after we met before Kim. He was the one wearing the mask. Yeah.
I don't know that we did.
Well, I think I got a picture of him, and I'm gonna pull it up here. He was hanging with us at the Bad Rap booth. I thought I had that picture. I thought it did. I must have cleaned it out when I was cleaning out this. But nice dude. He's been covering my lives. Met him. He's a fan of my work. I'm a fan of his. Also, this is from a man, Josh Shimkis. Out to Josh. He says that routine looks pretty good to me. Thank you, brother. I mean, it was a pretty good. I mean, you were spamming, but you did pretty good. I mean,
That was totally made up off the fly. It's hilarious.
I,
Everybody, like all three of my routines, because I had to do it 3 times. So twice in Tampa and once in Atlanta. All three of my routines, people are like, wow, your routines were beautiful. And every single one of them was completely off the cuff, made while I'm on stage listening to the song and just moving with it. None of them were choreographed before I stepped onto that stage. None of them.
Well, I think you just have natural talent. I mean, there's one lady who's there who's a pretty good poser, Rachel Daniels.
Gymnastics.
Yeah, Rachel Daniels was there because one of her clients was Keisha Olive. I got to talk a little bit, and that's also one lady who's also qualified for Olympia. If you look at her, also Amanda Machado was there because her and her boyfriend coach both Lavinia and also Susan and some other competitors. But you know what? You did pretty good. Janine Kowski, she's a pretty good posing coach, and she's a friend of mine. You know, but yeah, it's about the process and understanding where you want to go as a bodybuilder and
Yeah.
what you want out of your career from this sport. Because it's more of a hobby for most people, than actually a real sport.
Well, my goal is to step on 2027 Master Olympia stage. And I think that I'm on the right track. I got to get my shoulders healed, and then I will be on the right track.
Well, like I said, the Masters Olympia is another year or so.
2027.
2027. I just did an interview with some of the ladies who did the show.
Qualified.
Had Tracy Guile, Donna Jones, Robin Mays, also Cheryl, Mears. I was hoping to
Oh
have
yeah,
Cheryl, her story about what she went through and how she, like, one point she said her colostomy bag started getting full, and then she was kind of worried, but the expediter said even though they didn't speak the language too well, because Japanese and American.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they really helped her out. I mean,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's great. We get here from shot from man Alex, who says this. He says she should have taken that Gina Carvalho said about being more feminine in WPD and WB. I think he's talking about that lady. Also, he says, I wish you speedy recovery as well, Kim. Yeah, that's the
Thank
thing.
you.
I'm like this,
Thank
Kim.
you.
Hey, I got a lot of guys here. When I get a girl in here, especially a new girl, these guys they act like it's that episode of Chappelle's show when Charlie Murphy talked about how he met Prince. He's hanging with that guy, Nikki Free, and thought Mickey Free was a girl and said, like, George got a new girl. She's fine as a motherfucker. So that's how they get excited. Yeah. But yeah, this is like I said again, this is a sport that
This
you have
was
a
a very
passion for.
fun very improv interview.
See,
It
with
was
me,
fun.
my style is to be fun and informative because I know some. I have some ladies. I like well, for you for a long time. He said, "I'm shy. I don't. Yeah. See, what the? Why are you shy about? You walk near butt naked across the stage. How can you be shy? Just talk to me between a
I just
screen."
don't talk about myself, and like I'm getting better at it, but it's just not something that I've ever felt very comfortable with. And like my story's not that exciting. I mean,
Well, I
maybe
remember
it is. I
I
haven't even gone deep into my story of what put me into where I'm at in my life, but I don't feel like my story is that exciting, but
here's the thing
I
here.
also don't talk about it.
Here's the thing is, I've had ladies told me their story's not that exciting, but then when you really listen to their stories, it is something that really is like you got to think about it. I've seen no ladies who told me they went through abuse, addiction, like you have been, who've been through stuff that in their life that may break most any other person, but still come out standing strong, especially getting into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Everybody's story is never going to be like that person. It's not going to be like Andrea. It's not going to be like Sarah. It's not going to be like this person. But this is why I enjoy talking to ladies like yourself. As I call y'all got your boots on the ground, 10 toes down.
Yep. 10 toes down for sure. Because like I grew up, yeah, I was very much abused by my older brother till I was 16. I was abused by my dad till I was probably, I don't even know, 18 or 19. So I was in a very abusive childhood, and I was anorexic and I was bulimic, and I turned to alcohol and cigarettes as my escape after I couldn't do gymnastics anymore because I hurt myself. So like, yeah, I have like a lot of demons that I have overcome, and I should have been realistically, if sports wouldn't have saved me, I could be a crackhead on the streets of Kensington, Philadelphia, with all of the people that I know there. But because of my fire in my belly to always be better and to never let anything ever stop me, whatever my drive is, and I don't know what it is that keeps me going. Some days I just want to throw the towel in, but there's something, there's a burning inside of me, whether it is God speaking through me or whether it is just my pure persistence to like never let anybody tell me I can't do or be something. Like, and I don't even have it to prove anything to anybody. It's just that I have to always continue to keep proving to myself that whatever I put my mind to, I'm gonna fucking succeed at it. And people my entire life have tried to snuffle me down. My sixth grade teacher told me I'd never amount to anything. My parents didn't really care. Obviously, my brother's an asshole. So, like, I had my grandparents, and that was who made me the strong woman that I am, and my faith and my perseverance. Like, I'm just a woman that will just persevere until I can't. And I don't give a shit how much hard stuff you throw in front of me. If you think I'm the underdog, if you think that I'm like nothing, that's fine. But to me, I'm absolutely something because I've come from nothing. I've come from having to fight for everything that I have ever gotten in life.
Like you sound like
And I'm
Oprah
so
Winfrey.
strong because of it.
So like Oprah Winfrey cover, all my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy, my brother,
I've
you know, and I loved
been,
Harpo.
I've
But I
been
killed
fighting
it.
and I've been fighting hard.
Yeah, I've never been
And I
strong. Like I
still
said,
love people and I still treat people with love and respect and kindness, no matter how much I have to fight. I still am very respectful of everybody that's around me.
here's the thing like this. As a man, you should protect your children. As a brother, because I have a younger brother and I have three older sisters. My older brother, my brother James, my big brother. He was the one who got me started because he used to be a big football star here in my hometown. He got me into the muscle mags, and you know, and he used to lift weights, he used to work out and train with him. He was like my father was in and out of my life as a kid. Him and my mother were together 55 years, even though he lived in New Jersey, he was still in North Carolina. And my mother had to raise this family. And when she fell down, when she was doing her medical stuff, I had to step up as a man and take care of her. She was my woman. And I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to protect their children. I don't have children. I don't have children of my own. I mean,
You
I
haven't met my
don't.
father yet.
Yeah, I'm too old now.
You haven't,
My older sister say like, you're not
you
too
haven't met
old.
that motherfucker. You haven't met that motherfucker yet. That motherfucker
Oh,
told me that when I was 9 years old, I should just pack a bag and leave because he doesn't want a daughter. He
fuck
wanted my
him.
brothers, but he didn't want a daughter. That's all right. You know what? Because it just made me stronger. And I don't have daddy issues. I don't have male issues. Like I don't have problem with men and relationships and whatever. And I don't have trouble loving people. It's just he was sick. He was mentally ill and I forgive him for it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's all you can do because you know what?
Yeah.
It's just the one where it hits on your heart, you know, and that's on him. He should you
No,
should
because
age.
if I let it into my heart, and if I let it weigh me down, that's just hurting me as a person, as opposed to it's doing absolutely nothing to him. It's giving him energy, but he doesn't
Yeah,
deserve any energy.
yeah. He don't deserve anything because you know what?
No,
If like I said, if I had children, like I said, even though I never had children, I did help my with upbringing my nieces and nephews. I love them like they're like my children. I mean, I had one
yeah,
nephew. He lived with me. He was like till 5 years old, and he was closest thing to having a son for me. And you know what? Any parent should take care of a child. Should protect your daughters, protect your sons. If you can't do that, something wrong with you. You're not a man. You're a piece of shit. You're more or less than anything. I mean, a real man knows that it's important. You know, when you like I said, like this, like when you are below ground. You know, my mother had to bury three of her children. You know, I had an older brother that was born stillborn. My older brother James, he died like 27 years ago. And my sister Mary, she's been dead about 8 years. My mother had to
mm,
go through her stuff and then had to bury three of her children, and even bury her husband. But you know what? She was a strong woman. And then it was when she passed. I mean, it was tough for me for her because you know what? A boy's best friend is his mother. That's just the truth of it. And when she was my woman and she was my riding partner, I used to work my old job. I used to work 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. I was off on Friday. So then we go shopping, go to yard sales, we hang out, we rolled out. And when she got sick, I said, you know what? Everybody else I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. And, I said, you know what? Let me take care of her. She wanted to be home. And she died during the pandemic because she got the virus. And that was just because she's already dealing with so
Just
much other stuff. Yeah, it was just tough for her. But you know what? Anybody who does not love and take care of your children, you don't deserve them. It's funny how some people who probably make great parents don't have the opportunity, but others,
yeah,
they don't deserve children. I got a nephew right
yeah.
now. He's already on his 10th kid. Yeah, I got a great uncle. He had 21 here. He had 3 wives and a bunch of baby mamas. So down here in the South, you make babies. So,
Yeah. Kind of
but
a Southern thing.
yeah, it's a Southern thing. Florida's Southern, but it's not so much as Southern because
I'm
it's a
not
little bit.
Southern though. I'm not born and raised down here. I moved
Yeah, I
down
know.
here in 2018.
Yeah,
I'm a northern girl. I am a country northern girl, born in Amish country. Like
Amish
my
country.
closest neighbor was a mile away from me when I was growing up. I'm from the country.
So am I. Well, actually, our closest neighbor was like a few feet away, but then the other neighbor was like a mile down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in a small community. I grew up. My parents were sharecroppers, and I
I
remember
think
my
my
sister.
whole I think the town that I grew up in had 500 people in it when I was growing up. Like it was very small. It
Say
took me
well,
about 45 minutes to get to school in the morning on the school
but
bus.
hmm, yeah, my town's pretty small. I've been living here most of my life, but
I got the hell
going,
out of Dodge.
I part of me wish I could, but you know what? I think I'm stuck here because I still have family here and connections. And sometimes,
Yeah, I wasn't
you know,
connected to anybody, and I moved to Philadelphia, and then I moved here to Florida. I'm very much a lone wolf. I don't have a lot of close friends, and I don't have connection with my family. So I sort of just do my own thing. I ramble around.
so
I'm a lone wolf.
you're a gypsy. You just go
I
from
am
here
a
to there.
gypsy.
Well, I
I am
gotta
a
listen.
gypsy.
Everybody's life is different, and the thing about
But I'm happy.
bodybuilding, yeah, that's the thing. You should be happy. You can
Yeah,
only live for you, nobody else. So
exactly.
yeah, but again, bodybuilding is that sport that really it fuels your fire. It's a
Hmm.
passion sport. You love it. You love how your body grows, develops. And we guys, I had to admit my crime, Kimberly. I'm a particular type of criminal. I am what you call a muscle person. Oh, I love you, ladies. You excite me. Your pumped up muscle bodies on the stage. There's an old Smoke Shane, somebody told me a long time ago, and it's go like this. Say, he told me this guy. I was on my first time was on this. It was a chat room. And this guy was talking with us because it was my first time on my chat room. He said, "Hey kid, welcome to the chat room." I said, "Hey, you're a fan of female bodybuilding?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." So, well, that's cool. That's nice. There's an old saying. So, what's the saying? It says, "When you ladies rock hard, we're rock hard." But that's a different situation. But it's just about some people don't understand it because
A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people. They don't understand like the drive and the discipline. Like, why do you want to eat the same food over and over and over and over? And why do you want to sacrifice going out and having drinks or having a social life? And why do you want to sacrifice this? And why do you want to To me, it's not a sacrifice because it's something that I love. So to me, I can eat the same food every day and not even care. Like I don't even blink an eye to it because I'm just challenging myself to see what I look like next.
yeah. I say
So
what somebody told me it's not a sacrifice, it's an investment
it
because
is an investment. It
it's an
is totally
investment.
an investment.
Yeah. We got here from man Josh Simpkins. Shout out to Josh. He says this. He says, I have a son and I cherish every moment with him. And also, I'm glad you overcome everything in your life. I'm glad that you're doing well, Kim. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Shout out, man. He's a good dude. Shout out to my man Alex here. Says, agree, George. I am so sorry to hear about it, Kim. Yeah, appreciate that, brother. Because you know
It's not
what?
anything. It is not anything that I need people to feel I'm sorry for because I don't. I don't. I don't look at it as something that it was. How do I say? it was just something that happened to me in my past. It's not something that defines who I am now. So I appreciate the I'm sorries and the condolences, but at the same time, if I hadn't had shitty shit happen to me, I might not be the person who I am today. Like, I honestly think that we are all given trials and tribulations to make us grow into the human beings that we evolve into over life. And the trials and tribulations that I was handed maybe not be so much for somebody else. Like some people get handed the silver spoon, but people that get handed the silver spoon have trials and tribulations of their own. So, like, for every shitty thing that has happened to me, God has blessed me on so many other things. So it's only just made me so much stronger, compassionate to other people, because I always, when people lash out at me for whatever, I always take a step back and I'm thinking, well, you're either going through something or they are frustrated about something that they are going through. And so I look at them with more compassion because of the shit that I went through. So it's only just made me a stronger, more empathetic individual to other people. So what I went through was just part of growing up. It was just part of what I went through. And it just made me appreciate people and appreciate the love that I get around me and the blessings that I continually get received because of the shit stuff that I had to grow up with. It was
Yeah.
not a burden. It doesn't define me.
I think the things in life mold us to be the better person that we need to be or we want
It
to be.
can. It can.
And it's a
It
good thing.
can.
I mean, it's bad, but you know what?
It can take you down the wrong rabbit hole, or you can come out of the rabbit hole. I luckily came out of the rabbit hole.
Like to quote from one of my favorite movies, it's not one of my favorite movies, but I love the quote from it. It's the Rocky Balboa movie with
Oh, I
Sylvester
love all of
Stallone.
those
Yeah,
fucking
I
movies.
love all the Rocky. I think the last two not as much. One of the big fan of
Not
the
as much.
Creeds.
The first one, bro. The first one is the best one.
Yeah, everybody loves the first one. You know,
Get your blood pumping. Get you so excited.
hear that, hear that, who that Rocky Balboa like, yo, I'm a fighter, Adrian. I just, but from Rocky Balboa, I wasn't a big fan of this one, but it's all right. But we said like, let me give you something. Life can beat you down and
It
put you
sure
down to your
can.
knees. But as long as you can like this, if it doesn't matter how hard you can think you hit, as long as how you can take the hit and keep moving forward. A lot of bodybuilders love the Rocky analogies because it really reflects on their lives.
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of bodybuilders go into bodybuilding because of a crutch that or a skeleton that they are trying to run away from. And so the gym has become their saving grace. So I feel like bodybuilding has saved a lot of people in that
Yeah,
regards.
yeah. And also, I
Oh,
was on
by the way,
YouTube.
this guy Ryan Lake 40 on my Instagram says that he wants me to tell you he said hello.
Say hello to Ryan because you know what, he's following my channel, my content. I appreciate it. So
Yeah,
also,
Ryan, he says hello.
yeah. Also, Kim is also a trainer. She's, and how
Yeah.
long you been doing that as a personal trainer?
I started personal training shortly after I went pro, so like 4 years, 3.5 years. Yeah, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years now. It's a slow development because there again, the same as when I went pro as a bodybuilder, I wouldn't tell anybody I was a pro bodybuilder for like the first year. I didn't tell anybody because I was like, I'm not deserving of this title. I'm not a pro bodybuilder. I literally just won this show, this first national show that I ever did. I'm not a pro yet. I was like, I'm not a pro. So I didn't tell anybody I was a pro for the first year. And the same, like I'm just slowly growing into my confidence as a personal trainer as well. I have so much knowledge in the fitness industry coming from gymnastics and triathlons and bodybuilding now. Like, and I was a high jumper in track. I have so much knowledge, but I was very insecure about telling people I was a personal trainer because I was like, I'm just not good enough to be calling myself that. And I actually charge very little because I'm still learning that I could charge a lot more. But I don't want to take advantage of people. I want people to train because they want to change their lifestyle. So if I charge less, they can stick around longer and it's not going to hurt their purse so that they can hang out with me longer and really make a change in their life as opposed to staying with me and then running out of money and then having to quit.
Yeah, because it's expensive. I remember this is a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
After my mom died, I was almost 500 pounds. And because the stress of dealing with her stuff and then try to
Yeah.
responsibilities and doing this content helped me a bit because I've been a fan of Bobby for a long time. I'm a fan of you ladies, and doing this content helped me a bit dealing with stuff. But then food is a comfort, and then I saw a picture of
Food was
myself.
not a comfort to me. I was totally
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah, and I saw a picture of myself at my mother's after the wake. Sitting in the chair. My sister took a picture. I said, "Damn, I get that big." So then I started doing little stuff, and and then I was making decisions like I don't drink milk anymore, but I still eat ice cream and cheese. That's that's. I try to I try to eat less of the fatty stuff I used to eat, but still I eat it now and then because one thing I'm a whore is I'm a Chinese loving full whore. When I came back from a trip from Tampa, my sister came pick me up. I called and say, "Hey, I'm just another 30 minutes away." Because when I went to Tampa, I took a train from South Carolina because that's where the Amtrak was at. I had to
Yes, yeah.
stop. I stopped in Savannah and stayed there for about 6 hours to the train till going to Florida, and then on my way back, the same wait 6 hours for a train to go back. And when on my way back, before I got there, well, we stopped in Florence, which was like a 30 minutes from Dillon, which is the next town where was the last town for my stop. I called my sister, "Hey, come pick me up. I'll be there about another 30 minutes." And also, oh yeah, I need to take care of some stuff before I get home. I want to pay some bills, stuff like that. So I go and pay my light bill at Walmart, swing by, pay the threadwear I had at a shoe store because I have shoes. And then I say, you know what? I'm hungry. There's a Chinese place just down the road, it's a buffet. I got me a plate this big.
Oh, George.
I eat it all at one time. I just a little here, there.
You left a bodybuilding show and you went and ate all of that Chinese.
Not all in one day. Okay. Hey, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a fat dude. I try to be smart. I try to be smart, but I'm not perfect. I'm not
That's
perfect.
okay. But
That's
as long as
okay.
you're trying, because myself and I'm sure a lot of other people want to keep you around for a while because you're a lot of fun to have around. So we want to keep you around. So we need you to be healthy. So fuck this pacemaker bullshit and get yourself healthy so that we can have you around for a little bit.
Well, here's the thing about the pacemaker. I need that pacemaker because
Well, you do need that
yeah. I
pacemaker
need that
because of the heart attack. But let's get you healthy on other levels too.
well,
Come on, boy.
right now I have issues with sleep apnea. I got a CPAP coming. I got to talk to the person about
Cool.
CPAP.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
Also,
fucking hate that shit.
it's not the first time I had it. I had one before because when I was taking care of my mom, sometimes I get up in the middle of the night because she get up in the middle of the night, and then sometimes I forget to put back the mask on, and then because I
Yeah.
was doing my hours, they took it away from me. But this time I don't have her to worry about. I mean, I know it's a pain, but it does help a bit. I've done like 5 or 6
You know
sleep
what,
studies.
George?
But
George, I'm just gonna interrupt you for a second.
go ahead, go ahead.
I hear a lot of excuses coming out of your damn mouth. If you just lose some weight, that CPAP machine is gonna go the fuck away.
I have. I was at 489. Now I'm at 405. But it's
Okay,
still
I'm
a
very proud of
trial.
you.
It's still a
Well,
trial.
yes, I mean, and it's gonna be, you're gonna have to keep on moving, you're gonna have to keep dropping that weight. And I'm proud of you for doing it. Let's just keep plugging away because we want to keep you around. We
Well,
want
like I
to
said,
keep you around
right now I have issues because I have
and get you
arthritis in
all
both
the
my
damn
knees.
CPAP.
I got 2 bad knees. I still police officer. I try to do as much movement as I can, but
Can you
sometimes my
walk?
knees. Yeah, I can walk. I can walk around real good, but then my knees be talking to me saying, "Hey, we need a rest, yo." But I try to do as much as I can.
Well, I mean, as long as you can walk, as long as you can walk, That's what you need to start doing. Just start walking and sit down and stand up and sit down and stand up and just start moving. And you're going to just drop that shit like that. But you got to
Well,
start doing it, George.
before
I'm
then,
going to start making you.
I used to work out in the house. I used to do little stuff in my house, and then I was going to Planet Fitness for a good while. But then I
Yeah.
had a little episode, and then my car. It's so I do walk. I was like sometimes I was going to walk uptown to the laundromat and go uptown every now and then. But sometimes, especially this time of year where it's hot like Hades, I'm a big
It's
man. I
hot
look
like
like
Hades down here too. It's hot like Hades down here. And you know what I do, George? I had to
what?
walk 15,000 steps while I was getting ready for Tampa. It is fucking hot as shit down here. And you know what I do? I wait till the sun goes down and then I go outside and I go for a walk when the sun is down. So then it's not
Well,
hot as fuck.
when the sun goes down, I'm.
I'm George.
Hey, and I told
I
you.
give up. I give
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. Leave me alone. Let me be. I know what I need to do. I just gotta. I'm a procrastinator. I gotta take my time.
I'm just gonna keep encouraging you. I'm just gonna keep riding your ass and making sure that you do it. That's all. I'm
Ooh,
just encouraging you.
she like to ride.
That ass.
Hey, you gotta be careful. I'm a smart ass. It's my nature. Like it's stuff
I
like
am
that.
too. I'm
Yeah.
even more of a smartass probably than you are. Let's go
I
head to
doubt it. I
head.
doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. I
Let's
doubt it.
go.
I
Let's
see. Like I
go.
said, yeah. We can just folks. We're not gonna hold Kim too much longer because it's always a great opportunity to talk to someone who I met at Tampa. Maybe we might meet again at a show. One thing I would wish I can do for you ladies is like sponsorship. That is something that really could help a lot of competitors. I know Unity's doing some sponsorship for some
Oh yeah.
competitors. I mean, wouldn't you be interested in like being sponsored yourself, or aren't you sponsored?
I would love to be sponsored. I mean, I have zero sponsorships at all. Like everything comes out of my pocket. I would love a supplement sponsor or like a super supplement sponsor,
Suit
if you
sponsors
know
are
what I
good
mean.
too. Suit
I
sponsors are
need a
good too.
I had somebody reach out to me and want to sponsor me, but here's my thing. I am honest to a fault. And I do not want somebody sponsoring me if I'm not using their products because I don't want to ever take something from somebody and not be giving back. And I had somebody offer to sponsor me, but I don't use creatine, and that's what they offer. And I was like, I appreciate you, but I don't use that product. I don't use creatine. I don't like creatine in my system. So I don't want you sponsoring me because I can't promote your product because I don't use it. So it's really hard for me to get sponsorships because I just I just want to be able to give back. If you're going to give me something, I want to be able to give back. And if I don't use your product, I can't give back.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I think somebody said
but
they rather when they get sponsorship, they want to be sponsored by somebody they know is something that works for them or something they feel comfortable using.
right, exactly. Or
I
I'm
know,
using it, or I'm using
yeah, because there's the guys out there say, "Hey Kim, you're a cute little thing. I like your ass." Yeah, yeah.
it.
But if I no 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 guys, this is don't 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 be that. Don't be that. No no don't no. We don't want that. This is what you do to a lady," said Miss Kim G. I work for a company and we have a product that you might like, it might help you in your process. So if it's agreeable with you and agreeable with us, we like to set you up, maybe help you out with your next upcoming show, whatever you might need from us as a company, especially you being one of our brand ambassadors. So if it's something that you feel like you're agreeable with, we'll set you up. And also we might have a good future as partners in this business.
Yeah, I would love to have a peptide, one of those with peptides right now, because I want to be injecting 157 and TB 500 into my body right now so I can recover. So I need a peptide sponsor to send me some fucking TP 157 and TB 500 because I want to start healing. I want this shoulder to heal. I need a
I think
peptide sponsor.
I think while I was there, I was at the Titan Medical thing. They shot me with something, and
Yeah, Titan. They gave you B12. They were giving everybody B12.
yeah, I think it gave me a little bit more energy than because it was
Well,
like
B12 is supposed to be an energy. stimulator. Yes, I have a
Yeah.
lot of B12.
But
I
you want
must
to,
produce it.
yeah. Here we got here from Shotgun Man. Vinny says Kim is a fun guest. Bring her
Oh,
more often. Well, it's up to her. If she wants to come back, she's always welcome. Shout
thank
to the
you.
man Alex here says one last thing. I've been drawing some athletes, Kim. Since you mentioned that your birthday is December 2nd, I should draw you for your birthday. Is that okay with you? Oh, he's a good dude. You
Yeah.
should, yeah. I know what I do for you. I think he sent me a couple of links of his drawings because he had them with Lavinia Barros along with Elsa from Frozen, and also sent me one of
Oh yeah.
Teresa Vasic. I've seen a couple of his drawings. You might like him. I think he's pretty
Okay.
good too. He's a nice kid. You know, he's been a couple of
He
my
can draw,
lives. And, you know,
he can draw the picture of me when I won my first pro show. That's a
yeah, I
great
mean,
picture.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. You know, just let him know. Just send his link. You check out his stuff, and maybe yeah.
Yeah.
So, folks, you know, we don't want to hold him up too long. I know, you know, it's just been a
It's
busy
been
day
fun
for.
though.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
been yeah,
great
yeah,
distraction. It was such a great distraction post surgery. I
yeah. Because
loved
I
it.
know I can tell you from my experience. I remember when I got my pacemaker. I woke up. My older sister Betty was right beside me in the next bed over, and you know, because she drew me down. We went to UNC because that's where I was seeing a specialist in Fayetteville, and then they sent me to
Mm.
a specialist in UNC, and then the UNC specialist told me I need a pacemaker, and she was there, and you know, because she's my older sister. She's like when I was born, she was like 16 when I was born,
Well, so
and
she's like your mama.
yeah, because you know, because when my mom and dad were working, because I was the youngest child, she used to like
Yeah.
to watch me, and you know, and people thought she was my mother, and said, "There's your mama." No, you know,
She raised
people.
you. Your sister raised you.
My mom and my sister, they're two most important. I love her because you know she's always you know I love her. I mean, a while back she was diagnosed with leukemia,
Mm.
and she's doing good. She's doing good.
Oh, good.
It's kind of like it's just like it's hard when you lose people like I lost my brother James, my sister Mary, and then my mom. If I lose my sister Betty or my sister Jean, my baby brother, I love my baby brother, but he's a pain in the ass. But I love him, he's my baby brother.
They're supposed to be a pain in the ass. That's why they're your brothers.
Yeah, yeah. And my nephews, they're almost like my brother, but we grew up together like brothers, and I love
Yeah.
them too. You know,
Well, they're probably very similar in age because of the age gaps with your all your brothers and sisters.
yeah, because my oldest, I have a older brother. He has sons older than me, but we didn't grow up together. We weren't that close. But my nephew Tyrone, my nephew Albert, we grew up together. My mom practically raised them, and also my
Yeah,
other nieces and nephews. You know, we all grew up in the same house together for a long time. But yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
good. You know, having that bond, and you know, and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So, folks, if you're interested in Kim, like I said, I just while we were talking, I put the links in the description of this live. You want to follow her. Also, if you're someone interested, because do you do online coaching or just mostly in person?
I do have an online website. I haven't really started using it because nobody signed up for it yet. But I do have online. I do have online personal training as well.
Well, folks, go to her IG if you're interested. You
Mhm.
know, reach out. Genuine interest, guys. We know some of you guys out there because there's a lot of guys who find you ladies with muscles very exciting. Sometimes we
Yes, there's a
just
lot of muscle fetishes out there.
yeah, I think I have interviewed some guys, even guys in male bodybuilders, saying that sometimes it's more of a fetish for them than it is for the women, because you know. But
Oh,
yeah, because you know, but I think anybody I even talked about this on one of my lives, right? That anything can be sexualized. A while back, I did this post where I talk about like pushing certain female bodybuilders because they have like people like Sherry Piami, Andrea, Chelsea, who I met once and over there, and people like Lavinia, a couple beautiful women in the bodybuilding division, and everybody was like, really, hey, what's that? But then I talk about stuff like dealing with mental issues, dealing with the cost of competing, dealing with everything in life. No one says a word. And then the whole thing when they talk about the whole issue with the pro card thing, where I say, I'm talking about, hey, I tell people, hey, come on, tell me your story. Nah, but then the problem is, this is a quote from my old school wrestler used to watch the kid. His name was the redneck Captain Dick Murdoch. The redneck Captain Dick Murdoch. He said like this: "They ain't nothing but a bunch of yellow belly egg sucking dogs." That's because you want people to pay attention to you. Like when I saw that there was only 4 women competing at the Linda Murray show, I was pissed, and I realized that I'm pissing the wrong people. I shouldn't be pissing the promoters. I should be pissing the athletes. and y'all ladies talking about
Right.
there's not enough shows for you. But then
Right.
you have a show like Linda Murray. But I don't say some ladies did the
Don't
Masters.
go.
Yeah, I know some ladies did the Masters Olympia. They wouldn't be ready, but there was a couple ladies who did the Tampa. It was just a week after Tampa. You could have done this show. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
just but shout out to Linda Murray. I think she's a great lady. I hope maybe in the future I get to have her. I think right now
I
tonight
love
she's
her
doing.
show. She does great shows.
Actually, she's got an interview tonight with Robin Mays.
Oh, does she?
Yes, yes. I'm going to probably check it out later because Robin's been a guest on my. I remember I interviewed her first before anybody else, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
took time off and did the live stream on Sunday with us. And she's a lovely lady. Can you believe she's almost 60? Wow.
It happens so fast.
Wow.
I mean, I'm only 9 years away from turning 60.
Me too.
It's crazy. Shit happens so fast.
I used to remember getting up in the morning watching cartoons, and then I got a
Right?
job, and then
All of a sudden, I'm 50.
Yeah.
Getting ready to turn 51. Where the fuck did that come from?
Like, I'm 50, 50, 50, 50.
I'm proud to say I'm 50. Are you kidding me? When people ask me my age, I'm like, I'm 50, bro. I am proud number 50.
Well, I know quite a few family members that even died before they were 50. But I'm still here standing. It's just, time flies.
It
just
flies.
Yeah. And so, can you believe it?
I used to be watching the Jetsons on TV, and now I feel like they're driving around in the sky here.
It's still shown on television. I was like, sometimes I get in the middle of the night, like especially when if I go sleep a little earlier during the day, and I get in the middle of the night, I catch like old cartoons on a certain network. It's like called Me TV Cartoons. We show old cartoons. It shows like the classics like Silverhawks. I used to love, we used to love watching that as kids. Silverhawks, Thundercats, G.I. Joes, He-Man. My brother's football nickname was He-Man.
That's the best. I love that cartoon.
This is somebody I said to somebody. I said to somebody, I think the idea for He-Man was Tom Plaza. We know who he is.
Oh, maybe.
The blonde hair, the build. It looks like he just.
It could have been.
Yeah, I mean, somebody must have said like, I'm trying to think of the idea, and you look and say, who's that guy? I said, that's Tom Plaza. I said, wow, he's kind of built, stocky, like. I mean, a good idea.
I feel like a lot of those cartoon characters could have been from those bodybuilders back in the day.
Yeah. If I look at Lino, maybe Frank Zane, or maybe Arnold,
maybe.
And I think if you look at Panthro.
What about Lee Priest could be like He-Man?
Well, actually, somebody told me this, that do you know the Mark Ruffalo version of the Hulk was based on Lee Priest's physique?
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense because he's shorter and stockier, and that makes sense.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Alex. He says this. He says, "Yeah, I watch Me TV tunes. Worth watching nostalgic shows. Yeah, I grew up most of those shows.
I love nostalgic stuff.
Yeah, I get up sometimes. I don't, like I said, I don't do much anything. Like I said, I watch old westerns and court shows, and then I'm working on stuff for my channel. I don't, like I said, I don't really watch cable much.
I watch murder mysteries. I'm gonna become a murderer someday, I think.
You watch murder porn.
I'm kidding.
You watch murder porn.
I could never murder anybody.
Nah, but I got to always say, sometimes you get push comes to shove, you never know what you're gonna do. Shout out to me, Alex.
If push comes to shove, I will definitely kill you.
Yeah. Shout out to me, Alex again. Says, did you know Margie V. Martin was inspired by Chitauri from Thundercats growing up? Wow, yeah.
Oh no.
I didn't know that. Big fan of Margie V. She served our country in the United States Marine Corps, and anytime my niece and my nephew served, I don't say thank you for your service. I say to you, as a citizen, I appreciate the sacrifice you made for this country, because thank you's never enough.
I don't like. Yeah, I like that, but ouch.
Yeah, that's better.
My dog wants to join in.
Hey, Benny. Good to see you again. How old is Benny?
He's about 4.
Oh, he's still a baby then.
Yeah, he's around 4. Say hi, George.
Hi again, Benny. Hi, Benny. You don't know what he's looking at. But yeah, I think my sister Mary used to have poodles. He loved poodles. We grew up with mutts and dogs like that. We didn't have a lot. We just we were poor country kids. But folks,
But
as
he's
I said,
really confused about my sling. Like he doesn't understand. Like I must have like a funny smell to me or something because he's been very protective of my arm, and he's been very weird to me since I got back from surgery.
yeah, I think animals sense things about us that we don't pay attention to
Yeah,
because they have more awareness. But
yeah,
folks, I do again like to thank Kim for taking time out to talk with us. This
yeah.
was like
Thank you
on
so
the
much.
fly. You know,
Thank
like no,
you.
no, 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 no. To quote from my favorite hero, I mean, he's one of the guys that really, he's the other. He's not the other guy, but he's this guy. He says this: you never have to, because it's from my favorite movie, Dark Knight Begins, at the end where Gary Oldman plays Jim Gordon says to Batman, says, "I never get a chance to thank you," and he turns around and says, "You never have to." That's why I do this, because
You
to
never
give you
have to.
ladies, you never have to. That's my thing. You never have to. Like, where's the detonator? And also
Burn in the dark.
one of my favorite quotes is also, "Beware surrounds all time, young Master Wayne. Never give shield killing for a killing below." I love this movie. But folks, as I said again, if you're interested in
Anyway,
following Kim, if you're someone who
yeah,
maybe
follow me.
wants some help, if you want help in your process, in you're a coach, she's reasonable prices, and also she's a hard ass, because she got a hard ass. But if you're interested,
I am, and I do.
yeah, I think that's some guys that
Yes,
like that part too, the hard part. But
they probably
but
do a lot.
yeah, guys are weird like that. But folks, if you're interested in Kim and you want to, reach out to her, get your interest, guys. No weird stuff, and you want to see her and promote her bodybuilding, because I guess you're gonna take the rest of this year off. We possibly might see what's thinking. You may feel like me middle of next year by the time you come back, or you feel like you want to wait to 2027.
I'm hoping to compete. Oh, maybe this time next year. Hopefully, maybe I can compete. But well, it all depends on my shoulders, how they're going to heal and whatever. So if I don't compete next year, it'll be 27.
Yeah, it's a smart thing. Just take the time out, stack your chips,
Yeah,
heal, and then, like I
yeah.
said, you can shoot for a show maybe. Mm,
Late 2026, early 2027.
yeah, that'd be works for you. There's quite a few master shows then. And whichever shows
Like
you.
if I like I could go to there's one in Maryland, there's Max Fit down here. Like there's a couple that are later in the season. I got Atlantic Coast down here in
Yeah,
Fort
that
Lauderdale.
host.
There's a couple really late ones that are qualifiers. So I could do a late August, September, October show and still qualify for 2027.
Yeah, and there's like also this Rising Phoenix.
Rising
The
Phoenix. I
Rising
feel like
Phoenix.
that might be too early though. I don't know. August might be too soon. Well, it's all gonna it's all gonna go down to how my shoulders heal. I'm only 2 days post-op from surgery, and I'm already off my Percocets, and I'm feeling pretty good. But I still have to do 6 weeks. I have to be immobilized for 6 weeks.
Yeah. I tell me, I want to have my pacemaker. I said I couldn't do anything for almost, I think, about that much time, because
Yeah, it
you can't do a lot of
sucks.
heavy lifting because the stitching and stuff like that. It
It
is.
sucks. It sucks. I mean, I get my stitches out on the 8th. So 2 weeks, no shower, nothing. But I get my stitches out, and then 4 more weeks of complete immobilization.
Yeah,
Because he's like, I want to make sure that your tendon stays on the bone.
yeah. So
Okay.
you got to take whore baths.
Yeah.
I, we,
Disgusting.
yeah, hey,
Fucking
when we come up,
awful.
we used to do those when we were coming up, because we didn't have where we lived at. We didn't have a working
Running
bathroom.
water.
No,
Well,
we
when
had
I
a.
lived in Africa, well, we had showers when I lived in Africa, but like we weren't allowed to really use the shower. So you lather up, you run the water, you rinse off, you lather up, you run the water. Like we didn't have running water when I lived in Africa. So
We had a pump, and
it,
we had our
yeah,
house. The house we did live in, it did have working bathroom for a while, but then the people that owned it didn't want to put a new water pump in, so we just put us a
yes.
pump. and then just because we were sharecroppers. But anyway, folks, if you're interested in Kim and her
Anyway,
path, and you want to
we'll
support
have to
her,
continue this conversation another day.
all right, we will. Just let me know whenever you're ready. We'll have you back on for a second term. We have a little
All
more fun. But folks, if you're interested in Kim, her link's in the description of this live. If you're someone who's interested in maybe working on yourself for health reasons, reach out to her as a trainer. She can use clients, posing, anything. If you are a competitor, if you just lifestyle stuff like that. But guys, I tell you this, and I keep telling this verbatim, you sick freaks. No D pics. None.
No, please don't.
Stop it. Get some help. This is, I say like this, you get more with a silk glove than an iron fist. I know what you're doing, that iron fist. So,
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, before I let you go, Kim, he has to say something. He says, I want to tell you something, Kimberly. I want to let you know you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know what's wrong with him. I just
appreciate it.
I realized something. He completes me. So
thanks, George.
Welcome, ma'am. You're welcome. No problem. So, folks, if you want to start again, follow Kim. And links in the description of this live. Reach out with interest, support, no weird shit. I want to shout out to my man, Jeremy from Female Bodybuilding Podcast. Shout out to my man KL the Wanderer. Shout out to Alex, Josh Simpkins, also Vinny K. All you watch this video, follow me, follow my channel, subscribe, support both me and Kim, and reach out in genuine interest. Don't be that weird guy.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Anyway, folks, it's your man, LOA George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. Good night, good afternoon, good luck, and God bless.
Cool.